Hello, Internet. Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Curveballs. Just a three-man show today. Missing Pat. Hopefully he'll be back from... Well, we'll get into why he's missing here in a little bit. But we always start our show off. Thank you to our men and women in uniform. All the first responders out there. You guys are the reason why we get to sit here and have a bullshit podcast. So... let's get her ripping, huh? Jim, you want to start us?
Yeah, man, the playoffs, ALCS, NLCS, fucking Altuve, man. The kid just lives for it.
Guy won't stop in the playoffs.
He just is something else. He big moments. He comes through, and the other day, yesterday, down 5-4, right? Or down 4-2. Astros get a couple guys on in the top of the ninth, and bang.
Three-run bomb.
It's one out. Go up 5-4. That game was interesting for a couple reasons. Of course, the Altuve thing, but the Abreu kid being ejected for throwing it at Garcia. And man, I got mixed feelings on that, guys. I mean, I just don't, in that situation, to put two guys on, you're up by one, you're putting a winning run on base. I have a tough time believing that was intentional, given the situation and stuff. Pitches do get away still. These guys are throwing 97, 98. A pitch gets away eventually. Young,
right? But they're throwing 97, 98 shit that moves, man. I mean, there's times that you don't control that one pitch, and I'm sorry, it's the fucking playoffs, man. We're in the championship series. Let's let these teams play. I agree with you. I don't think they would let them intentionally put the tying or winning run on.
Well, I'm kind of basing this on. Did you see the reaction of Maldonado? The catcher.
I missed that.
Yeah, well, I saw it.
He stood up and he went for the ball. It wasn't like he just stayed in his crouch, and he kind of got up, went for the ball, and then kind of flinched. I don't think he was expecting it, the catcher for Houston. I don't think he was expecting that ball to be that far in, that far up.
Garcia was pissed.
Garcia was beyond pissed.
Well, you know what? And we've talked about this before, and yeah, we like the home run trots, the bat flips, that's kind of stuff. And that's why I don't think it. Do you guys remember this year at all if somebody has been thrown at because of that? I think those days are kind of over. Don't you guys?
I think they are too.
Yeah, but I think I think it maybe is just a little different in just this scenario, because the Rangers and Astros have already played so many times and they play each other all the fucking time that I think, I think it's maybe just something that's kind of boiling over, because let's face it, Houston's been beating American League teams' asses for almost a decade.
Yep.
And I think maybe some other
especially
teams,
when they get in the postseason. Good Lord.
This was their 7th straight ALCS.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. I actually, how you were talking about how we like the home runs and the bat flips and, staring at pitchers and stuff. I got to be honest with you, fellas. I really enjoy benches clearing too. It's super cool because you're waiting to see who's going to start throwing haymakers, man. Yeah. And you just wait because there's suspensions and fines coming from it happening if there's some fists thrown. I actually really enjoyed that part of it.
Did you see when Garcia slapped the umpire's hands away when he was trying to get in between them? I thought that was going to be an instant ejection and maybe missing some playing time. But
I thought that
cool,
too.
But playoff baseball, right?
Yeah, and it was kind of aggressive in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Yeah, what he did, it was a little when I was like, "Oh man, that's gonna hurt."
Oh, he was hot, man. He was pissed. Nobody was gonna get in his way. But yeah, you would think you touch
typically that's like an instant ejection.
Yeah, instant ejection. You don't put your hands on any of the refs for those.
But that's playoff baseball. It's great that that's not what happened, in my opinion.
True.
I agree. I agree. I'm glad that they didn't make that a bigger deal than what it was.
Yeah.
The guy's hot, it's heated. And apparently, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but the announcers were talking about there's a history between
Yes.
Maldonado and Garcia.
Yeah.
So that didn't. I mean, he immediately when he got hit turned around and looked at Maldonado. He didn't
Was
Right,
putting his
yep.
hand in.
Right
Was
at the
put,
catcher.
yeah. He went
Yeah.
right after Maldonado.
Yeah, so there was some kind of history there too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but plus you don't know if Maldonado was talking shit to him in the crowd.
Well, no,
You know what
I think there's like
I guarantee
like you
there
were
could have
saying,
been a
Jim,
lot of that.
there's a history between this whole situation that I think is a lot deeper than just one guy getting hit in a championship series. I think there's been kind of it's been coming to a head, I think, a little bit.
between the Rangers and Astros, I think so too.
And especially between Garcia and Maldonado.
Yeah. Yeah, they were talking about it, and apparently, I mean, over 162 games, interdivision
Right.
rivals and stuff. I didn't know anything about it. Not that I know everything, but over that many games that they have played and stuff, I'm sure that there's some bad feelings and stuff between the two, between a whole bunch of different people.
Well, Marcus Semien was hushing the Astros bench, turned right to him when he touched home and was doing that to him. And Garcia's bat flip, right, was like pretty good. That's not the first time this year that he's done that against the Astros with some fucking giant, huge, strung out kind of celebration. And I mean, yeah, I think it was more than just one thing that happened last night. I think it's been building in this direction, which is great.
Right.
Which is great. I think,
And it obviously maybe even started in the regular
great.
season.
And two awesome teams. Like it's gonna carry over no matter what happens in this series. Both of these teams are gonna be back next year. Like there's no reason for either of these. Like this could be
if
the Rangers
good
for baseball. Here moving
if the Rangers
forward.
get a healthy Jacob deGrom on the hill,
yeah,
for even and if let's say he doesn't throw 200 innings, that's fine. But you even get him even close to what he can be, that team's going to be scary.
Yeah,
I mean that's going to be scary with that rotation.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I kind of feel bad because I was calling the D-backs and Phillies as a short series, man, and look at with same boat. I mean, here we are. The Diamondbacks impressed the shit out of me, and I didn't expect it. I thought Texas and Houston could go 7, but I really didn't expect the D-backs to do what they're doing. So obviously that youth isn't scared. They have zero fucks to give when it comes to play.
I got a question about just because to me it doesn't make any sense, but the other day a weekday game in Arizona was a 3 p.m. local first pitch. Why would that be a thing?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
A 3 p.m. local first pitch?
Did they have both games going that day?
Yeah, I think they did. But if you're the Diamondbacks, wouldn't you be like, the fuck we are? It's going to be 7 o'clock local, and we're going to get as many people here as we can.
You'd think so. Hell
as
yeah.
many people. I don't know.
Well, that's why they're having it. Yeah, but that's why they're having issues in Arizona, though, because right now the hockey team's leaving. The guys, they can't get a deal for a stadium, and it's like what you guys were just talking about. Where do you put them, and how do you schedule everything when it runs into each other? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to hit on something just real quick about these series and the length of them, and I think we've talked about it before, but and I'm not calling it rigged or anything like that, but for example, Ty, the 3 o'clock start for the Arizona and Philadelphia game. Do you not think that the Texas Houston series is taking precedent because that's the one everybody's watching?
Yeah.
Right. The D-backs get there and the Phillies are supposed to roll over them, right?
Right.
I mean, that's general consensus.
I thought so.
General consensus. Mm-hmm. And I think now it's picking up a lot of interest because it's a 3-2 series, just like the Astros and the Rangers. I think now it's picking up interest, but I think that maybe It's a network thing. It's
Yeah, I'm sure, right? Like,
Let's
know,
extend
but-
out the games.
but
We want a
just-
longer
I-
series to make more
but
money off
as of, like,
advertising.
as a Diamondback fan, which I don't know how many there actually even are out there, but wouldn't you be like, we're already down 2-0 in the series. Now we're gonna have a 3:00 first pitch. You know, you're like, how bad does the MLB just want this to be over?
so does that
But then
mean
they win the next two. To their credit, they did win that game. So
Maybe that's what
maybe
motivated
it's-
them, man.
Yeah, right. I don't, maybe it doesn't mean. I mean, maybe it's not as big of a deal as I think it is. But that's insane to me.
yeah, and it doesn't that and that's local time.
Local in
So
Arizona,
doesn't
right?
that put it-
So
doesn't
it was
that
a
put
2:00
it, like-
start on the West Coast.
A 2:00 start on the West Coast. I thought, isn't Phoenix?
Phoenix is Pacific time.
Pacific.
They don't do they don't flip their daylight savings. They don't do it. So right
Well,
now
my
they're
son
not-
Brandon lives there, and he's always an hour behind me.
So,
and I'm
okay, so
mountain,
maybe
so,
I'm
yeah.
wrong, and also I don't know.
Or
That
maybe it
much
does,
stuff,
who
and I
knows?
don't know how time works, but I thought it was 3:00 in Arizona and it was 2 here. But I could be
Well,
wrong.
either or. I mean,
Either
on the
way,
East
either
Coast-
right. It's
either
kind
way.
of splitting hairs, but
But so that puts them, if it's Pacific time, that puts that game at 6:00
right,
on
in Philadelphia.
yeah,
Yep.
or 5
or
o'clock,
5, right?
if they're
Which
in
is
Mountain,
way better for them, for the Phillies
which is
fans.
better for the Philly. That's right. That's better for the East Coast, the Philly crowd. Which there's
It just it seems
I-
like bullshit, and I think, believe it or not, boys, we might be onto something because you extend these series, you get more TV revenue, you get more ads, you get all of the above, but it seems like a big middle finger to the Diamondbacks, which I don't agree with, is not cool. But hey, T, I saw it.
Phoenix,
you did not
just
have-
I looked it up. I'm sorry, real quick. I just looked it up so that we can put this to rest. Right now, Phoenix is the same time as West Coast time.
what I thought. So and it, whether
So
it
I'm
changes
stupid
with
as fuck. I'm pretty fucking dumb. I'm not very smart. So
Well,
I had
no,
to look
silly
that up.
question. Silly
that
question,
puts it
Tyler.
at
You
6 in Philly.
yeah, so it would have been 6 in Philly, which makes perfect
Yeah.
sense for Philadelphia fans.
Great.
But
for
Ty,
them.
yeah, I did not see a Busch Light can in your hand. What the hell was that?
Oh yeah, man.
what
No,
are you drinking here, buddy?
So I got a couple things. I'm starting it off with this hazy little thing IPA. It's kind of my go-to. Like I know how it tastes, and Lee, I know you drink a lot of IPAs too. So it's like sometimes you can try something and it's not the best. This is
Yeah,
This is an
agreed.
IPA that I know that I like, and
So you're not gonna waste it. You're
I'm not
your
going to
money.
waste it, right? Because and usually in IPA I'll try a single can, but a single can they're the fucking big ones.
They're the 23-ounce cans, yeah.
Right, they're big, so
big
it's
ones.
like if you don't like it, and granted, I usually end up drinking it just because I bought it, but like I said, it's one that I know I like. It's kind of my go-to when I'm
But
not
then are
trying
you
to
going back
branch
to Old
out.
Trusty after that?
Yes, I am, but I also was drinking something yesterday that I might get into again.
Oh,
It's a bottle
good
of
Lord.
wine. Who is that?
Snoop.
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. I saw a Snoop
Snoop-a-loop.
Dogg wine. Yeah, I saw a Snoop. It's called 19 Crimes is the brand, which whatever. But yeah, me and my
Hey,
wife
Snoop
got
needs
a
more
bottle.
money, man.
Yeah, right. Like he's got his talk about a guy that's like into everything. You can't turn
Absolutely.
the TV on and not see Snoop Dogg. And apparently you can't walk into Winco and not buy three, not just one. And not only did we get the red, we got a white and a rosé. So yeah, we did it all. That you're welcome.
You may
Snoop
turn
Dogg.
into the wino of the podcast.
Well, okay, so I was thinking about this a little bit yesterday. I am far from like a wine drinker. I do like a glass of wine here and there, but being from Central Washington and now living in, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, I think it's not so much like a snooty thing. Like when I growing up, like you thought of people who drank wine as like probably not the kind of people that listen to this podcast. But the old
the elites. You think
you're
they're
right,
the elites.
yeah, like this is more beers and cocktails and stuff, but like I do like a nice glass of wine, or which
Well, but me
usually
and
turns
Jimmy
into
revert-
two, which turns into drinking the whole bottle of it, but
Jim and I might revert back to when we started on that to Mad Dog 2020,
Right,
which
and
left vapor trails
it's
behind
still
you
around.
and the worst hangover ever.
You know,
I know it
MD
is. And
2020?
don't touch it.
Yeah, it's still
Ugh.
around.
Disgusting.
No, and Ty, you're exactly right. You know, being from that area and stuff, I've had a lot of friends that drank wine and
Mhm.
knew, even had a friend that had his own wine.
Yeah.
And so but
And it's great wine. Like whether
Yeah.
whether you are a wine drinker, yes or no, like it's not bad.
No. And wine tasting, you know, you go out wine tasting to all these orchards,
Hit a vineyard.
All the
Hit a
and
vineyard.
vineyards, and man, it's a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah, and
so
they're
And
nice.
end up
You gotta
walking,
drink water,
walking
though.
on your lips, though.
You gotta drink
literally.
water. You have to
it's a
mix
different
water in.
drunk.
You
Yeah.
have to mix water in. Because like I'm personally, I like red wine. I like the most like bitter. What if it makes me go like I instantly need a drink of water? That's the kind of red wine that I like. Like really, really, really dry as it could possibly be, to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it forces me to drink water, which is probably a good thing.
That's a good.
I'm sure I could
keep
use more of
wine.
that.
I keep wine on par with champagne. I don't drink it for a reason because every time, man, it's the worst hangover for me ever. Like
If you
pounding
get
headache.
yeah, but that's what's. I mean,
But I like champagne. 2 glasses of champagne gives me a headache the next day.
yeah, I'm not a huge champagne guy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I mean,
So I gotta. So, do you guys see this motor oil that I'm drinking here?
Yes.
You see that? So I took a challenge from Mr. Jim there, and let's see if you guys can see this. Can you see that? What's that say? That's your pig's ass porter there, Jimmy.
Yep,
There's
nice.
your pig's ass porter. Now, if you get the old school, that's just I cut off the 6-pack. So if you look at it right there, they actually have the names of the pigs on there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh shit.
There's a Ty, a Pat, and a Jim, I believe.
Yeah.
And the Jim seems like the elder statesman leader. He's got the black top hat on. So
Let's see that one more
This
time.
is that
'cause I
one
think
from Belt
Pat's-
Buddy. This is from Harvest Moon.
I think Pat was the one with his butt cheeks hanging out the most. With
You both
Makes
were.
total
you
sense.
Both were. You
put him
both
in
were.
a yeah. Well,
I can't tell if that's on there. There you go.
yeah. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are both.
Pat could use
Yeah,
a
that's what I
sparkly
figured. No,
jumpsuit, but that's fine.
no, he needs a romper. He needs
Yeah.
a romper. But no, this is the Pig's Ass Porter from Harvest Moon. And actually, believe it or not, as much as it's a great play for you guys, this is literally a very good beer. And it's getting cold up here. I don't know where you guys are at, what's happening. Getting colder, so it's about time to start busting these out. But yeah, that's good stuff. What do you got, Jimmy?
Oh, I'm just guys. It's just the orange Gatorade Zero. Feeling a little under the weather, and last thing I want to do is crack a beer right now.
Right
So-
on, makes sense. We need to
But-
get some sponsors, man. Come on. Jimmy's all over the place. We need to work on this.
Oh yeah. Hey, college football yesterday, huh?
Oh,
Had a
man.
big game. Ohio State, Penn State. Defensive game. Man, Ohio State needs to get their offense rolling. Don't know it.
I love Marvin Harrison Jr., but that seems like their weapon. That's like it seems like weapon. I watched that game too, Jimmy. And their defense was on point, but damn, the offense was anemic.
It got to where McCord was just throwing the ball to Harrison or Cade Stover, their tight end.
Yep, that's it.
And I don't blame him. You know, these guys.
Yeah, but this is a big flip for Ohio State to have a stellar defense and the offense is sputtering. Normally, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, Jim Knowles is doing a great job with that defense. And I think, you know, maybe it's I was big time on listen, Ryan Day, you lose to Michigan again this year. Sorry, man. Great coach or not. But I think maybe there's a plan here for Ohio State. I think maybe they saw that, okay, CJ Stroud's gone. You know, Trayvon Henderson, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's just that beat up and injured and stuff. And I think they had to decide they're going to win a different way. You know, Kyle McCord, he's definitely not a CJ Stroud.
No,
And,
agreed.
He's
a Trent Dilfer to me in the NFL. He's limit the mistakes.
Limit the mistakes. That's it. But, you know, Harrison he had 11 catches for 162 and a touchdown yesterday.
Oh,
And
literally,
this is
come
the
on,
best
man.
receiver.
You know,
The best
this guy's-
receiver in college football. and you can't stop him. He was so open. He runs such great routes. He is years beyond his age right now.
You think
And
it helps a little bit that Daddy was a stellar superstar receiver in the NFL? I mean, I get that it does, but you've got to think that kid has learned just by growing up watching his father things.
Marvin Harrison
that.
Sr. was
a stud.
Awesome.
Oh,
And
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. But that's a
the
huge
route
advantage
runner,
for these
how
kids.
he got open all the
Right,
time.
right. Route running, yeah.
But that's got to be a huge advantage, you know, like
absolutely.
You guys have a kid that's a stud athlete, but you didn't play and you're not teaching him anything. And this guy's growing up at NFL games and watching film with dad and seeing what dad does. I mean, that's
Peyton
huge.
Manning,
This guy,
and getting to be around Peyton Manning, and Marvin Harrison Sr. getting to be around Peyton Manning, hearing what Peyton Manning's saying, and then being able to pass that along. Like that's no shit. I bet. Because his measurables, like his measurables,
when's he going to be
crazy.
eligible? When's Harrison Jr. going to be eligible for the draft? Is he? You think he's coming out? He'll be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Top
he's
five.
going to be a top 5 pick, probably.
He's good. It could be
top 3. Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
What do you think's happening? What do you think's happening with that? So I was going to say with Caleb Williams' stock though right now. Another loss, man.
Did you guys see the thing? Did you guys see the report that came out that said that he was looking to be get like ownership in the team that drafts him?
Oh, get out of here! Really?
That's that report. I don't think it's been like confirmed that Caleb Williams said that, but there was a report that came out that said that. That's probably not true, right?
I don't know how
I don't
you
even see him top
that.
3. I don't see him top 3 Heisman right now.
No, I agree. As well, again, after another loss. And I don't think so either. I think his stock is gone, but he's already got one. So I mean,
although Penix yesterday didn't have a very stellar day either.
So I was going to bring that up when we started talking about college football. That like we are in prime trap game season.
Oh yeah,
right. Like we're right in the thick of really good teams that are squeaking out wins against teams that they should crush. Washington obviously being the example against Arizona State, but Oklahoma yesterday in that against a team that they should have ran out of the building. Texas only beat Houston by a touchdown. There's
Houston
so many
should have won. Houston got hosed in that game. He made the line to gain, boys. I watched that game too. I'm telling you that Houston got fucked over in that game. They had the first down.
Texas is intriguing to me.
You don't know who you're going to get.
You don't know what you're going to get from week to week. That's right. And Ewers is banged up. I mean, I don't know. They don't have that stud running back like they have every single year. They're intriguing to me. They might be a New Year's 6 bowl. But they pretty much have to run the
run the table.
Yeah.
Fighting some sunshine, Tyler.
Yeah, this is fucked up, guys. I'm sorry. When I set this up earlier, it was pitch black outside. And I did not think about where the sun was going to be shining in as we recorded this. So just going to have to kind of fight this one, fellas. This is
but those people that don't want to see our faces, this might help.
Yeah, and if you're right. So that's the other thing is if you're just listening to us on Spotify, you wouldn't even know this. That I'm having technical difficulties here with the sun in my not even in my eyes because it's kind of coming in from behind me, but it's fucking up the camera on my computer.
A little bit. A
lot bit.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Not at all. Not at all.
When I do this, when I block it out from the camera, great. But
get one of your production assistants to help you out with that.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to actually change the door out.
No, it's good. No, yesterday, think about this too. Oregon won, but not how they would have traditionally. I mean, it was an interesting day of college football yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that I saw, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. I just saw this morning, and it was kind of not really announced prior. Belichick signed a multi-year contract extension before the season started, and he's sitting at 1-5. And listen, We know how great he is. We know about the wins. We know about the Super Bowls. We know. But you look at the post-Brady era. And I don't think New England would ever walk away from him. But damn, man. I mean, if he continues like this for another season or two and they're not even sniffing the playoffs, what do you think the Patriots are going to do? Can they actually walk away from that guy? I don't know if they can, because I think the fan base has to get really pissed off to even contemplate him not being there.
So
But damn, man.
Here's my take on that. He has ultimate control. You've got to know that he does, right?
I think he's earned it.
He has earned it, and I rightfully so. I'm not
Yep.
saying that he should or shouldn't or anything else. He just does, and he's earned it, and that's Robert Kraft. Hey, he lets the coach, and I like that about him. But the Mac Jones thing,
Oof.
he took a big hit. Now you're starting to see it. Mac Jones had a good last year. He had a decent year, but his ceiling is where it is.
He surpassed his ceiling last season, I think.
I believe he did too. And so he's a smart guy, and I think that's where Belichick was going with this, that a guy that intelligent can he's just one of Belichick's type of guys,
I agree.
Thing is that I think that Bailey Zappe, whatever. I think he might have more arm talent.
He's a better thrower. He was good in college. Holy shit, he lit it up in college. Did he end up throwing for the most touchdown passes or something? Bailey Zappe or Zapp or whatever it is did something in college that was like he set some kind of a record.
Yeah, somebody Google that and email us at cocktailsandcurveballs@gmail.com. Let us know. Our production team, we gave them the weekend off, so if you guys you want to hit us up and email us, that'd be great. But you're looking at the New England playing Buffalo today. Can Belichick be 1-6? I guarantee he can.
He can, but don't ever put anything past that guy. He could have a game plan for Buffalo, and if nothing else, a defensive game plan to limit and just keep his team in it anyway.
That's where he's that good defense, man. God, he's good.
And I honestly, I think, guys, that man, you've got to. I understand Mac Jones was a first round draft pick, and you kind of put all your eggs in that basket, but I just think you got to go with Bailey Zappe right now. I just think that the talent, the ceiling is so much higher with Bailey Zappe than with Mac Jones, and something's got to fire up that team.
You know what's sad?
Somebody that can throw the ball, and now you got Ramondre Stevenson, who's a really good running back.
Yep.
Really good NFL.
I agree.
Back, but they just they're loading 8-9 in the box because Mac Jones can't beat them.
Do you realize, though, Jimmy, that if they do that, and I agree with you that they should, do you realize how many millions of dollars that cost Mac Jones?
Sure.
If they move away from him and he basically got benched for Zappe, I mean, that's going to cost that boy millions of dollars in a contract to go play for somebody else.
Sorry, he was overdrafted.
Agreed.
He was overdrafted. Sorry about that, but this is also a business. It's not just a sport, entertainment. This is also a business. And at some point, if anybody's going to pull that trigger, it'll be Belichick to pull that trigger.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Also, he has the most touchdowns and most yards in a season in FBS history.
Really?
Zappe did? Nice. Well, then you know what? I think we're spot on. He needs to, and see, Mac Jones was a product of Alabama. I mean, let's be honest.
But that's kind of what Belichick's looking for, right? A game manager, like that's for a long time. That's all Tom Brady was. Great, good defense, good running game. Tom Brady played solid.
I saw Tom Brady at age 44 make a 60-yard bomb and thread a needle.
Yeah, with it. I mean, he started doing that.
The dude was a freak.
He didn't always do that. And
no,
Tom Brady was more of like a 1, 2, 3, get the ball out on time. Ball out on time. Ball comes out early. I think it was later on when they start, like the Randy Moss year, right? Obviously, how many of those touchdowns did he just put up in the air? He just threw it up there, and Randy Moss came down with it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Randy's
mean?
like, put it
Tom
within
Brady,
30
yes,
yards of me and I'll get it.
Tom Brady has all the arm talent, but I just mean from a Bill Belichick standpoint, why wouldn't you go get an Alabama quarterback that you're like, just make these throws, stay, keep us in good like situation as far as yards and down goes, and we'll have a good defense, but they've just missed. That's the other thing. The Patriots recently have made signings and stuff that like they just didn't pan out. It's not typical. It's not what we typically see from a Patriots.
Right.
But so I mean, how many Patriots fans emerged over the last 20 years, right? I don't know that many.
Most of them.
It's like
most of them.
them.
Most of them.
Are they that?
I have known one
Are they that
person.
upset? If your respective team, you watched them go on this 20-year run, that like the Patriots did, are you calling for Bill Belichick said in the third year that it's now not been?
No, and
right?
like I said, he's earned that right.
Right. If you're a Patriots fan, you're like, all right, we've had a pretty good run.
Right. But at the same time, if there's a head coach in the NFL that can turn this around, it's probably Belichick. He's
proven he knows how to win.
Yeah, they just need a fire lit somewhere.
Okay, so fire lit. How hot is his seat? 1 to 10. 10 being hot, he's getting fired. 1 being never ever.
Getting just flat ass fired. I would say
it would be 10. Getting fired this week.
Yeah, I would say Belichick is 2 at the most.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too. I can't say 1 because nobody's safe.
Right,
nobody's safe. But yeah, it's a 2 because that guy, he's earned it. I mean, 6 Super Bowls. Give me a break. I mean, all the wins. But the problem is Belichick's a winner.
Maybe a little hotter. Maybe just a little hotter because he's like, why would Bill Belichick stick around for a rebuild?
Well, and he's 71, guys. He's
not a spring chicken.
He's 71 years old.
He's done everything he could ever want to do. Anybody could ever want for being an NFL head coach. So
done it all.
Right, he's done it all.
So
why go through a few years of being a rebuilding team instead of just going, no, I'm good with the winning percentage as it is and all that,
So I
guarantee you Kraft is in on that though. Kraft is like, who do you want me to get? Who do you want me to sign? Who do you want me to trade for?
That was going to be my next real quick, guys. Can you think of who would be his successor? He's going to have a say in it.
He doesn't like his coordinators that much. I don't know, because I don't think he likes his coordinators that much. He's always like, coordinators leave, they come back. Now they don't have an offensive coordinator. They have like just guys that all go in on it together.
Yeah. But think about the number of coaches that came out of Bill Belichick's era that learned from him.
Successful ones. That list is a lot shorter than coaches that have come out from under that tree.
But he would pick one, I guarantee it, and hand it to Kraft, and Kraft would be like, "Okay, here's your 25% ownership of my franchise."
Maybe? Yeah, McDaniels. Maybe give Patricia another.
Oh God, he was a bad head coach. Not that McDaniels is that great, but
yeah, I mean,
Patricia was bad.
I don't know, man. It's interesting, and it's just weird to even be talking about a Bill Belichick successor. It's like,
and I only brought it up because literally, dude, like I saw that this morning. They announced it, but prior to the season, he signed a multi-year contract extension at age 71. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And they kept it hush, man. And because I think within that organization, Belichick, he kind of writes his own everything. Whatever he wants to do, he's going to get his way, and Kraft is not going to let him not get his way because he's proven that he wins.
So there you go. You live and die by that same
fact.
Yeah, you give him all that power, and yeah, he's hit a bunch. He's hit on a bunch. But now you're looking at Mac Jones, and you're looking at some of these other maybe draft picks or free agent signings and stuff, and you're going, Okay. Belichick's missed. And I'm sorry, but I think he did miss with Mac Jones. I
He
hope
missed
he's
with Mac Jones. He brought in Johnny Smith. He brought in Hunter Henry in the same year. Matt
I
Judon's
hope
like
I'm
the
wrong.
only free agent signing late in the last few years that's worked out for him.
I hope I'm wrong about Mac Jones. I hope he finds a way to have a good career in the NFL. My opinion, he's probably going to end up after his rookie contract being a backup somewhere.
I think you're right. I think you're
Hey,
right.
did just go down a different little fork in the road here? Did you guys see any of yesterday's UFC fights?
Missed him because I was watching the Penn State, Ohio State, of course, maybe.
Dude, I didn't know until yesterday morning that the main card started on the West Coast 11. I know that one's.
They're
I
in
know that
Dubai,
one's
man,
true.
right? Like Abu Dhabi.
I know that one's true. Obviously, I don't know time zones
Yes.
and shit that well. But where I lived, they came on at 11 a.m. The main card.
Yep.
That's
card.
cool.
And
I wish
didn't
more of them.
jump in.
I
was in
wish
college
more
football.
of them did. I wish it was
Yeah,
like
but
that
takes
all
away.
the time.
That took away from college football, man, and that's
Yeah.
exactly when Penn State and Ohio State was playing.
Yeah.
I went with Jimmy. I was watching that game, and I'm sorry. We had the two main on the title card were the replacements. Like they're
Yeah, but
throwing these fights together so quick, and it changes so fast. I don't know how you get that big sale on the pay-per-view until Conor McGregor comes back and does something.
I almost think that they ended up selling more pay-per-view numbers because of the two guys that stepped in on
Right.
short notice. I think that
Volkanovski,
made it
right?
Volkanovski and Kamaru Usman stepped in.
Usman
Usman,
stepped
yep.
in too.
That's those are the top
Big names.
names. Those are like some of the biggest draws that you could possibly get that stepped in.
Volkanovski got rolled, didn't he? Like quick.
It was quick, but I mean, a knockout like that, like it could happen. It could happen to anybody in there. You know what I mean? And
I
Volkanovski
saw some
covered up.
highlights.
It was a head kick that just slipped over the top of his hand, and I mean, yeah, it sucks that that's how it ended. Like everybody loves to see finishes.
It's this guy's coming in short notice, like, hey, we need a fighter.
He came in on 11 days notice.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. I mean, how prepared was he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the UFC is such a machine right now.
And Kamaru Usman came in on 2 weeks. He came in on 2 weeks notice.
That's different than
big shouts to those two guys
5
though.
months.
But
yeah, for taking the fight.
I haven't seen any numbers or anything, but I bet Kamaru Usman and Volk got fucking paid.
So where was the fight?
Abu Dhabi.
That's what I thought. Okay.
That's why it's that early. It's in Dubai, man. That's why it's showing up at 10, 11 in the morning.
They rolled out Dagestan fighter against somebody after Dagestan fighter, after Dagestan, after Turkestan, after Kazmatovstan. It was like Russian Providence fucking fight out. And I think they all won. There was a disqualification. I think every one of those guys won.
Yeah. I
skipped it because it affected college football, man.
Yeah, I had some buddies that they got the fights and they watched it and they said the same thing. They said that the Arab fighters, all of them, they all won.
Yeah, I think that they're technically Russian.
Yeah.
But they all have the same beard. That's how they're all from the same clique. Is they all rock the same sheep herder beard thing.
Is that a clique? Is that a hot take?
Whatever it is, I don't know. They all fucking have the same exact fucking beard, and their name is all something Dev.
Yeah,
it's all of them end in D.
Okay, so that is a Tyler Cocktails and Curveballs hot take right there. They all have the same fucking sheep herder beard, whatever the hell that means.
I'll tell you guys after the podcast what I was really saying. I don't think that should go on there. No.
Probably not. Oh hell, gentlemen. Well, shall we try and wrap it up here, guys?
Yeah. I have
anything you want to hit?
I have two little shout outs here, little curtain calls. The first one, I'm looking at that bottle of Snoop Dogg wine, and it just makes me think he looks like a hardcore gangster. Like he looks tough in that picture. It's a bottle of red wine.
But he is tough.
And it's also there was a time when, I mean, you know, Doggy, you guys probably knew it better than me.
Hell yes.
You know,
hell yes.
I got a pocket full of rubbers, and my homeboys do too. You know, and now look at him. He hangs out with Martha Stewart and he makes fucking wine. Like it's dude, talk about like,
and he makes
a mogul.
Millions
He's a mogul,
millions.
dude. Yeah,
he's got an empire.
Everything, dude. Every Corona commercial, you're seeing him in every football game. You're seeing a Snoop Dogg Corona commercial, or you know, and whatever. Good on him. I think, you know, I just think that's. I don't know if it's funny, but it's like kind of interesting.
I'm a Snoop Dogg fan, and I actually love every fucking commercial that he's in.
Yeah,
I think they're great.
Yeah, and
why wouldn't you pay the guy? Because those are commercials that you remember, and that's how you sell whatever product it is. Corona beer.
Snoop Dogg and Eli Manning in the same commercial. You're like,
hell yeah.
Play that one again. Match? Do that one again. Less Humane Society commercials, more Snoop Dogg, Eli Manning. Yeah. And okay, and the other one that I have real quick, because
so you doing a curtain call to Snoop?
That was to
Snoop-a-loop.
I don't even know if that was a curtain call or not. It was just something that I thought was funny, kind of. The one that I'd been thinking about was have you guys seen the John Wick movies?
Yes, all of them. Own them
Keanu
all.
Reeves. Okay, the fourth one just came out recently.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep, own it.
Okay, my shout out goes to anybody that could watch 1 through 4 in a day without earplugs in. If you want to talk about a mother, dude, I started like it is 2.5 hours of gunfire and people getting fucked up. Kind of hard to kind of hard movies. Yeah, any of them. Pick them. But I was watching, so go to put on John Wick 4, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen John Wick 3. So I'm like, oh, I got to kick that one on first. So I watched like 5 hours of John Wick obliterating people. Dude, my ears are still, I think my ears are still ringing from the gunfire. It is straight. It's 2.5 straight hours each movie of pop, 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 pop. And right when you think you're like, okay, he cleared the room, he can move on to something else. Nope. There's more. Here's fucking 10 more guys that come into the room, and he's like doing jujitsu, and he's fucking hanging off people and throwing them every which way. So shout out to the John Wick movies. I don't know. It was cool. It's entertaining, if nothing else.
If you think about it realistically, think about the money that Keanu has made between The Matrix and John Wick. Just those two franchises alone.
I was laughing because his hair, he's long hair. He looks like he was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, he was.
He's got the same hair, and you're like, that guy was like 69, dude. And now it's like, boom, 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 boom.
Now he kills everybody. He has no shame about it either. No, but literally the money that man has made, you think about those franchises alone.
Yeah.
And I guess he's like super cool, like rides his motorcycle around, will talk to anybody, take a picture with anybody. So
donates tons of money to charity.
Yes. And I love those movies. So I couldn't watch all of them in one sitting. Absolutely not.
Oh my God. No.
That'd be like going to see AC/DC and then Guns N' Roses right after and thinking your ears are going to be fine.
Watching 3 and 4 back to back, I was exhausted.
Oh, damn, I'm out of beer, boys. So I got a really quick, because we haven't touched on it yet. I'm sure we will. NHL season's obviously kicked off. The Vegas Golden Knights, defending Stanley Cup champions, started off 6-0. I don't know that that's ever happened, that the defending Cup champion starts off 6-0, 6 wins, then they're dominating. But this curtain call is actually it's a homer call for me because it's an Avalanche player, Logan O'Connor. And the Avalanche have started off 5-0. Logan O'Connor, 3 straight games with a shorthanded goal. And he's a winger, right winger. And I don't know if you guys understand how difficult it is to get a shorthanded goal, but Logan O'Connor and, I mean, some of the players that are stepping up with this team, I think everybody better watch out for the Avs this year. So my curtain call, Logan O'Connor, Avalanche, 3 straight games with a shorthanded goal. And we're 5-0, buddy, and we're moving.
Not only that, but Logan O'Connor the other day had a 5-minute because he beat the shit out of somebody.
I saw that too.
was all right.
We're trying to be a family show here, Jimmy.
I know.
Hey, you want to? I was watching. I think it was actually the Abs play the Kraken the other night, and Trey, I have a 6-year-old son that was like, they're fighting, and I'm like,
You
no,
did
dude, I know.
straight.
That's what I like. How do you explain that? I'm like, it's okay in hockey. It's perfectly fine. And then
Yeah,
you
you got-
see Adolis Garcia and the Astros, and you're like, no, but that's not fine. That's not okay. But in hockey,
so you
they're
know
allowed-
what? Trey's going to
they throw
lean
their-
towards hockey.
Yeah.
Get him skates
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Hey, so mine actually, we're gonna go back to that Astros Rangers bench clearing deal. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Yordan Alvarez and Adolis Garcia were teammates on the Cuban team, the WBC.
Oh, that's right.
And Yordan Alvarez went away from his whole team, grabbed a hold of Adolis Garcia, walked him down to the first base, and it was a Houston Astro. It was Yordan Alvarez that was diffusing this by getting Garcia away.
And
From the
he's
city.
about the only guy between those two teams that probably could have moved
That
him.
probably could. You're right. I didn't realize how big Alvarez was, but you put him up next to Garcia. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
He's
That's a big
huge.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
But anyway,
a
so
monster.
that's my curtain call. My shout out goes to Yordan Alvarez for just going above and beyond, for stepping up. I guess being that voice of reason in Adolis Garcia's ear.
Diffusing the situation for a buddy. That's actually pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Where can everybody find us, T? Where are we at?
We're all over the place. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. You can get at us at our email. All of it, anything that you search that's cocktails and curveballs is where we're gonna pop up. We'll fly in the screen. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah.
And listen, hey, so
YouTube
just
are
real,
the big ones.
Those are the big ones. Real quick before we kick off. Evidently, Pat was not telling the truth about his legal problems, and he had to go take care of those today. And so he had to go states away, guys. And so let's just do a mini curtain call for Pat and hope that everything goes well. I hope your lawyers are good, buddy. And we'll cheers to all of it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if we had more sponsors and this podcast made any money, we'd put it to your lawyers, but it doesn't.
Yeah, we would totally help out, but we're just hoping you have enough scratch to put together to help yourself. So, all right, gentlemen, everybody, awesome. Have an awesome day, and make sure you cheer on the Dolphins tonight. Come on, you know you want to.
Go Chiefs.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.